welcome to Show Love. I'm Bronwen Murphy. Don't rush. I know I'm a little giggly and gushy on this podcast, but I'm just lucky enough to have chatted to some wonderfully positive people who I adore. Today is no exception. Award-winning actor Joseph Millson is here to chat about his new book, Work and Other Four-Letter Words, which tells of the comic and tragic element of him making it in the world of theatre, television and movies. Joe, like me, is particularly giggly.
Yeah.
And the fact that he holds the title of my own personal first love doesn't help today. Hello, Joe.
Hi, Bron. Am I also the only person who calls you Bron still?
No, but I think you're the only one that calls me Asta.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe, yeah. I think so. Which is quite cute.
Okay. Yeah.
Nobody will know what that means on here, but
They will by the end of this.
will they?
Yeah.
Will they? So first things first.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to hold it up. Oh shit! I put it on the sandwich you made me.
Oh no!
You've written a book.
Yay!
Hey, right. Let's talk about your book. Tell me the blurb.
Book.
Tell me the blurb.
I haven't learnt the blurb. I'm really shit.
Come on, what's it about? You wrote it.
Okay, it is about the first 10 years in being an actor. So it's not a wanky famous person's. It's not an autobiography. There's no like, when I was 7, I had a cat, ...
Yeah.
It starts on the day one of doing this for a living. And it's about the first 10 years, which were really difficult and funny. And I collected disaster stories. The other titles the book nearly had tell you a bit of what it's about, because it was going to be called The Shit That Sticks to the Walls. And then it was going to be called, You've Got to Write This Shit. There was a lot of shit. You've got to write this shit down, which is what people just said to me at parties. Yeah. People used just, I like telling stories once I'm slightly drunk, and people will go, they're not true. That's not true. And then someone will go, they were. I was there for that. It's true. So I'm like a magnet to disasters.
You really are. I mean,
I've even had stories. The best one, which I won't do now because I've timed it, it's a 3-point story.
Yeah.
And it's not even in this book. It'll be in the next one. I've been in a pub, and someone's going, a mate of mine, right? He's got this mate, right? And then they start telling a story and you're listening. And I listened to this story and went, that was me.
No,
I was
off.
the originator of this urban myth of disaster actor stories. So it started off as like, I was living showbiz, but it's not actually because it was so low rent. We were living in Los Angeles in a very low rent because my stepson was in school there.
I mean, you can't say it's very low rent. Oh, we were living in Los Angeles.
Trust me, we were deep in the valley where it is low rent.
Skid Row.
Kinda, yeah. No proper aircon and 140 outside. Anyway, yeah, I like it. I had a great time.
Yeah.
But
you always do.
I had no work, of course, and my visa got taken away from me, which is another story.
Oh, my God.
So I was there with nothing to do, couldn't even get the flight home to see my kids. And Sarah Jane, my wife, said, oh, for God's sake, why don't you start writing those stories everyone says you've got to write down? I went, oh, no. And literally, to get me out of her hair, she used to give me $5 and send me to a cafe and say, see you in 5 hours. And I started that, so about 5 years ago, and it was literally just an exercise in, before I forgot them from dementia, getting these stories down.
Yeah, thank God you did.
Yeah, and then it's really weird. See, I can't do a blurb.
No, this is great. This is great.
Okay.
Don't feel like
I won't do a blurb.
Again.
Good. I'm terrible. I have a person. I have an agent.
You
now
have a
for
blurb
books.
person.
And he's like, he listens to some of the press of saying, you're not very good at this.
Oh,
anyway,
but that's why we
what
love
happened
you.
is something else came out. Is that as you write it, and my rules were, I'm not going to write guff. That I'm going to stick to what I remember from the jobs and see what actually makes an actor. And then, of course, this is the bit where your dad died, and that did affect the work, and the work affected that, and that's where you had a child, and bits of your life start coming into it, and what you end up with, I think, is a patchwork quilt of the work as the holding frame, but what comes out is some of the lovely people who reviewed it for me, like Irvin Welsh and Mark Raven and Russell T Davis.
You've literally just taken all my questions.
Oh, I'm so sorry. But they said things better than me. Actually, one that wasn't on the book, so you won't have got this one, was Mark Ravenhill said something about what's weird, what emerges weirdly is the story of a boy becoming a man.
Yeah.
So, and hopefully with some laughs along the way.
Oh, there's so many laughs and
it.
so many disaster stories. Somebody at your book launch that I was lucky enough to attend, where you pointed me out as the woman who lost your virginity to.
Which may or may not be true.
It is true.
No, it is.
No, I'm proud of that.
As far as you're aware.
But your mum was there. And
as if she didn't know that. She was downstairs going, Jesus, shut up.
I'm experiencing that at the moment with my sons. Oh my God, they're going to hate me telling that.
No.
But your daughter was there on the thing, and so I'd just sort of been smiling the way through it, and then you're like, oh look, it's Bronwen Asta.
Oh my God.
She's the one who took my
I was very drunk.
I know, it's great.
I told myself off I wasn't going to mention that today, but now you have. So
yeah. Well, you do. I'm proud of it. Like I say,
you're right.
I took it. While we're talking about that, you've totally taken me off script.
Go back on script.
I'm going to go back on script, but I'm going to come back to fucking you later.
There you go. Yeah, please do.
Right. So I read it from cover to cover. Mm-hmm. This is actually the most research I'd ever done for a podcast. Amazing. It's quite a big book, but there's so many stories, and that's part one of your life, which is
it's only the first 10 years. I know,
it's amazing, but there's so many good stories.
And I cut 20,000 words.
What?
I know, you should have seen the first draft.
How long did it take you to write?
4.5 years.
Bloody hell.
Thank God for lockdown, I got it finished.
But it's so well written. There's so many big words in it.
I know.
It's very very cultured.
Is it?
And I actually was quite conscious of that, obviously, as I know you. I was waiting to see that there were certain words used twice or anything. Nothing like that happened.
I had an editor.
Oh, but it was so
They are amazing humans.
Yeah.
And an amazing woman I'm going to plug because she did it for free because I was utterly broke. I got recommended this. As
it talks about in the book quite a lot.
It never stops. I still am. Right now, I'm living on a tiny bit of government help and teaching for like 20 quid an hour when I get it 1 day a week. It's like... We're on our ass again.
Well, that's because COVID took away Mary Poppins.
Exactly.
You had one of the leads in that, and then you...
That was my first year of having good money for about 8 years. I went, yes, finally
I came
got a nice
to see
job.
it and you were so happy.
And then it's gone.
Editor,
Alexa Tewksbury, had been recommended to me. So I got in touch and she's brilliant. Everyone said she's just a really good human being and she actually really gets this stuff, acting stuff. And then, you know, obviously she has to charge money. And I didn't even do a sob story. I went, great, let me go away and think about that. She gave me what she costs. And she just intuited. I checked with her later. I said, did I lay it on that I was broke? She went, no. She just sent an email going, listen, I've had a really good year and COVID has not interrupted my work.
Yeah.
She said, I've never been busier because everyone's suddenly finishing their books.
Yeah.
She said, so... I can only imagine you're struggling for money because you're an actor and you're out of work. So I'll do this for free.
Oh, my God.
Hang on. You're talking a massive book to go through for every, like, are you repeating words too much?
Yeah.
My diction and my grammar.
No.
You know, our education was not the finest. And
we've done all right, though.
Yeah, we've done all right. So she literally transformed into a real book after.
It really is a real book.
People who do self-publishing, amen.
I think you're
brilliant, but you've got to get a good editor.
You wrote that, though.
I did write it, but she made it actually readable, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you're very good at putting yourself down. Yeah, that's anyway. It was very engaging.
Hooray! Hurrah!
And I'm going to sell it a bit so that people. It's on Amazon at the moment.
It is.
So many amazing stories.
Yeah.
So, like you said at the book launch, or I said, collecting disaster stories.
Yeah.
I've got a couple of them here.
Yes,
I don't want to give away too many of the stories, but fucking hell, right? Like literally, you had to write this shit down. Yeah. You look good in them. Right. And I felt awful that I didn't know so many of these stories, and kind of felt like, why didn't I help you? Because I was your friend.
I'm too proud.
Yeah. Well, the bonkers landlady.
Oh yeah.
That you had to escape out the window. Yeah. I mean, I didn't know that. I was like, what the fuck?
There've been lots of them.
Really?
They are.
Is that because they're all coming on to you?
No, not even that. She wasn't even that. I was waiting for that on that particular story. It looked like it was going that way.
Yeah.
It was weirder than that. It was just more, she had a scary ex-husband and she needed a man in the house. It was more like I was going to be pushed in front of her in a fight.
I'm the same.
Yeah.
I've got a scary ex-husband. Are you going with me?
I'm not actually any good in a fight. Sorry.
I shouldn't have given him the credit to be on my podcast. So then there's the life drawing pervert. I mean,
Bless him.
I don't want to spoil them, but
Pervert's strong.
Yeah.
But lonely artist sketching me who. Yeah.
It's because you're so nice, isn't it?
Well, I sat for him several times, and no peeking, and come on, and he's like 85 years old. No, he wasn't actually that old. He seemed that old to me because I was young, and and he was dandruff everywhere, flatulence and cat shit all around the house.
Oh my God!
Third visit or something, he went to the toilet, no peeking.
Oh,
and
hang
I just
on, his knob still work then? What was he doing in the toilet?
I think his knob may have worked.
Yeah,
I don't know. And bless him, he hadn't actually been drawing me at all. They were just like marks on the paper, but so many of them that it was 3 long sessions worth of pretending to. I did have some clothes on. I think he did get me in a vest. I think I was in a vest. But listen, he's a lovely man, and he's dead now. But a really well-known composer. So it's not. I'm not. He didn't do anything.
No, but again,
although in this day and age, he probably would be in trouble just for that.
Yeah,
he's only having a look.
That's kind of weird, though.
He was having a look. He didn't even ask me to do anything. I have had.
That makes it okay then.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, things in my. It's amazing.
There's so many. Hang on. So you worked in a hospital, and there was a dead body.
Yeah, I was a porter at St Thomas's between jobs. Very briefly, I was actually a porter. I was a dog's body clerk moving patient files around in the basement for a month or two. And I was just going insane, no daylight, nothing. I begged them, have you got anything else? They went, actually, one of our porters is away this week, ill, so you can do a bit of porting. So, I was porter, which is, you're taking wheelchairs over here, beds over there, gurneys over here, and a dead body to the morgue, and just whatever needs moving. I zipped a couple up at St Thomas's.
Just fascinates me that you were going through all this. Yeah. Whereas, from sort of like, your friends or people who went to school with you or exes, whatever, of which I'm all 3.
Yes.
Kind of all we saw was this, I'd meet up with you now and again, and I would see this guy that was all over the telly and... stuff. It's just fascinating. Mad, I felt awful that I was reading these. A lot of the time I had to put the book down and ring my mate and go, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, literally, the stories, this is why you have to get the book. They're fascinating.
But that is amazing, Bron. Honestly, that's amazing because that's the whole point. I hope it's people, not just like actors. In fact, I'd weirdly put actors like 5th on the list of people I'd want to read this. Like, people who, there was a book, The Secret Barrister.
Yeah.
Which was a big hit. I haven't read it, but it was a big hit. And there's the one about the doctor in the NHS called This Is Gonna Hurt that was a huge hit because it was like what it's actually like being just a jobbing. And people are like, holy shit, is that what the day-to-day life is?
And nobody really says it, do they?
My agent, who hasn't sold this the way I thought we might, but anyway, he said, this is what this is. This is actually that for your profession. So it's not for people who want to learn how to... It's almost definitely not what to read for how to be. But it is the reality of, there's someone who pops up on the telly 3 times a year.
Yeah.
That represents 7 days of my year. And I can't do the maths.
You have to really want this shit, though.
Exactly. You have to have no choice. You have to...
Well, you live it. You live it. Work being...
Yeah, and I always say to students, you have to fall in love with the problem. You have to fall in love with the struggle. You have to actually love, instead of falling in love with the idea of an Oscar ceremony. Like, when I read actors' biographies, because I got into it late. I was there at 17, 18 before I actually went, you can do this for a living.
Yeah.
And I used to read all the biographies, and the first 200 pages where they were struggling wherever they were, and they were waiting tables or selling their bodies or whatever they were doing to just keep alive. I loved it. And then the minute whoever it was in this celebrity biography made it, I put the book down.
Oh no, I
totally
get that. Madonna eating popcorn in New York,
brilliant, brilliant.
And you're like, is that?
We saw her sister on Oprah the other day, like an old bit of YouTube footage of her sister being interviewed, like must have been late 80s. So Madonna's sister I look it up.
Yeah.
It was the body language. like there's a story there, because you never hear about her.
What? But
you hear about her brother.
Yeah,
I don't know.
They work with her, but both her brothers, I think.
But the sister just looks so like Madonna, it's unreal. But also,
funny enough, I didn't even know this.
That's what SJ said. SJ's a big fan. She went, I'm not sure I knew she had a sister.
What happened
and she wasn't dissing Madonna.
No.
But there was just a kind of how they got her on the show. I don't know, because it was.
Are
you okay with everything? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow!
Amazing.
Right,
now we got onto that.
No, it's good.
Get her on the show.
Yeah, one day. Madonna, one day. My kids say that when I get Drake on, I've made it.
Drake.
They're not interested in any of my podcasts until I get Drake. So Drake, get in touch.
Yeah.
So you had no sleep sometimes because you were working 2 jobs.
Yeah.
And literally the fucking work you put into some of this stuff. I text you a couple of times saying this book is killing me.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
exhausting.
Exhausting. It's amazing. And there's so many highs and so many lows.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever read a book like it.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know if
shitballs.
Oh, look, I've got my gut hanging out there. Sorry.
You could call it a gut, or you could call it your solar plexus.
It's not very attractive, sorry. So you never had any money,
No.
But you never gave up.
No, that's not.
No,
even
there wasn't
weirder
a
than that.
moment.
Even weirder than that. Sometimes, for like 13 months, I'd have shitloads of money.
Yeah.
No, once.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
And what did you do with it
That's
all?
the even weirder bit.
Divorce.
You go, well, ultimately, yeah.
Is that coming up in book 2?
Yeah. Book 2 I need lawyers for various reasons. But the money, I did a show called Peak Practice for 3 years nearly. And those were, I got paid more then, this was 99, 2000, than I do now for telly.
Yeah. That's
But
weird.
definitely, those were the old
But then
days. They used to pay.
Scylla probably got more than like Holly Willoughby.
Unbelievable money.
Big money in TV in the 80s.
And it went on.
90s.
My dad, bless him, died around that time, and I don't think my mum would mind me saying, my dad and mum and dad were just amazing, but they were adventurers and they would try things out, and not every business they tried worked. And I was able to help a little bit with some of the trouble they had when Dad died with the money, and also buy a property.
Yeah.
As an actor, unreal. So quickly did that, but of course, cut to somewhere in book 2.
Yeah.
I lost every penny of that, and I'll never own a property again. I can't imagine. We rent now.
Yeah. But that's what's so fascinating about you, is that you have a fan that does a website for you.
Amazing. Can I plug her name and her company?
Caroline, right?
No.
Shit. That's
I just twitched because that's the ex-wife.
Sorry, I've got my notes.
It's all right. I'm fine.
What's the fan called?
Karen Saunders.
Oh.
And she has a little company called Darcy Licious, who she's a midwife by profession, but she happens to be a genius at making websites. And yeah, she started doing a sort of fan site. Now, I started looking at it to see what I was doing next.
That's so same.
She
I'm
knew
sure
what
many of us
I was doing before I did.
That's amazing.
And she's just brilliant. There have been people like that. And Alexa, I don't know what it's about.
So it's josephmillson.com, right?
Yeah.
So if you are confused about who the fuck I'm talking to now, have a little look.
That's a good idea.
Done a lot of stuff.
Yes.
He's
and there's a
amazing.
very old show reel on there, so you can see some of my acting from about 8 years ago.
There's a lot on YouTube as well.
I'm sure.
I've literally watched
Google
quite
it.
a lot at
Yeah.
the moment. One last story before we go on to some good stuff.
Yeah.
Balls in place of eyes. I don't want you to tell the story
Not the
because I
whole
know
story.
everyone's
And
making
also,
me do that.
that's a one-pinter.
Yeah. That just for you have to
Say it
read
again. What?
Balls in place of eyes.
Yeah.
You have to read the book just for that story.
Sometimes you can have balls where your eyes should be. And for anyone who doesn't know, that's enticing, isn't it? That should be on the cover. Sometimes
Yeah, you can.
your balls are where your eyes should be. Is that a metaphor, or does he mean it literally? What's he talking about?
You need a picture of that.
I'm scared that there might be
There
somewhere.
probably is.
But as Bronwen may be able to testify, the extraordinary thing about that story is that I don't even have big balls.
I can't remember.
Well, let me tell you.
Show me.
Hang on. There they are. They
That'll be on the fucking front of the Star tomorrow.
Brilliant. They're not, how... It's a miracle.
Yeah, it's amazing. Well, we won't say
There you
more.
are.
On the other side of the coin,
Yeah.
a massive successes.
Yes.
So obviously you said Peak Practice. You were in for 3 years.
So,
Nearly
3 years, 5 seasons
I
of
have
it.
done some research.
You've done more than anyone's ever done.
You make me feel all giggly and silly. You were in a Bond movie, obviously. We talk about that, Casino Royale, one of the best Bond movies ever made, I have to say. That opening scene, you're in the very first scene.
Yeah.
Is one of the best scenes in the whole of Bond.
Thank God I didn't know that at the time. Do you know what I mean? Or I would have been so nervous.
Oh, of course.
And there is a good story about that. That's the start of book 2, because that was 2006. So
amazing.
I managed to put a little bit of it
at
in
the beginning of this book. Yeah. I mean, I was quite confused when I started reading it. I was like, "Oh, we're starting at the Bond movie, great!"
Yeah.
And then it goes back and
well, that was my literary agent's brilliant. He read it and went, "Joe, it's great. I'm exhausted reading it. It's so depressing how tough it was for you. Please, could you start with a bit of showbiz?" And I went, "Oh, right, okay." So I dredged up a bit of showbiz.
I mean, anyone who's thinking about being an actor has to read this. They have to. I know you'd say it's not just for actors.
It is good for that. I've had young actors read it and they went, "Okay.
I know. I mean,
hopefully, if they love this book, they'll love the struggle.
Yeah.
They'll go, I'm having a tough year, like that bloke Joe Millson did. You know,
because a lot of people probably give it up at that point and go, I can't. I need to get a proper job or whatever people say.
As I've thought a few times, you know, when I've had children,
dead people. That's
exactly. Yeah, or work in McDonald's, or I've been last year I was working at Aldi stacking shelves
straight after the West End. Like that's fascinating. Again, it killed me.
No choice, because I've got the rent pay, but also an enormous maintenance. God bless my ex-wife to pay every month, and I never miss it. Well, I'm sure she wouldn't agree. I've been short once.
We can't talk about the exes because
we can't. That's
we don't want to
give
them. Well, we just don't want to give them.
There could be a podcast called this. I'm sure other people have said this phrase, but I hadn't heard it till I heard my wife say it.
Yeah.
One of her catchphrases is, "If you're happy and you know it, thank your ex."
Yeah. Yeah, I'm still not going to thank him for anything. But anyway, so the Bond movie.
Yeah.
And just quickly, the sports car in LA story. Oh, yeah. Fucking hell. That's right near the end of the book. Yeah. I nearly cried. Oh. It's such a good story.
You're one of the only people who knew my dad who are reading this book.
Yes. Well, stop telling my question.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You've been living the dream. I'm trying to read this question.
Go on, read them.
Also, highbrow parts, such as, working at the National Theatre, Royal Shakespeare Company, which are two massive things for you.
The top of the tree.
Yeah, and reaching, and actually, the story of you reaching the top of the tree is fascinating to me because having come from a world of like light entertainment, reality show, whatever, you know, we see people become actors and anyone who wants to do Shakespeare and wants to work at those places seems like someone very talented and cultured, whereas, you know, which you are.
Whereas I'm Farmer Joe, basically.
No.
No,
What I mean
true.
is, what you're putting it down again, but what goes through the book for me, and I don't want to say the word lovey because you're not lovey in any way, shape or form, but you're fucking clever and so good at acting. Having seen you in many of, I mean, reading through, I was like, I went to see that. I went there.
Unbelievable.
I know I'm buzzing about this book, but it is amazing. But you have worked with all the greats. Like, I mean, I've got to say names that people know, but Dame Judi Dench was on at the same time as you. You're up there.
Kinda.
Yeah.
Certainly eating at the same table.
Your way
that's it.
And every Shakespeare part you did, you learned and you gave it your all, and you say that in the book. It's fascinating.
Oh, amazing.
You live it.
Yeah. And it's weird because you get used to the strangeness of it. I kind of think it's about learning to be comfortable being uncomfortable. Our job. So that means the job itself, standing in front of 1,000 strangers, being really vulnerable and weird.
Yeah.
Which you've got to be comfortable being uncomfortable with that, but also, and then cut to a month after the job finishes and you have no idea how you're going to feed your children. Not comfortable being uncomfortable, but just like, it's going to be okay, having some faith, or being happy to pull your sleeves up and dig a ditch.
Do you think you go in a bubble when you're doing those things, or do you come off stage and go, oh, that's done, that's finished? Like,
it's weird, isn't it? Like the big emotional things.
Yeah.
Your proper acting is, you're protected by the fact that it isn't real. And I am the anti-method actor who's a good actor, if you know what I mean. I think good actors, the idea of like becoming the part is bollocks.
Yeah, I
and
love
actually,
that you're saying that.
even if you talk to Marlon Brando, if he was alive, he'd go, I don't know what you're talking about. I just learnt the lines and turned up. And he happens to have natural talent, but he went for one day to a school that was all about... But they claim him as a student of the Stella Adler School. And he went to one open workshop once. And there happens to be a photo of him there. But he wasn't like a devotee of that stuff. And
Christian Bale is though, isn't he?
Yes and no. Daniel Day-Lewis, all these people. I'll tell you what they're doing. It's so exciting, this, because they're not being wankers.
Yeah.
It looks it to the outside world, but actually... The bit of us that at 6, 7 years old in the playground, when someone went, do you want to play this?
Yeah.
Let's play this. Let's play Cowboys in it. Let's play whatever. That bit of us, actors, good actors, have managed... So from the age of 7 or 8, you've been told to sit still, be quiet, stop it, behave. No, stop. We've managed to somehow keep that little window open.
Yeah.
And then if you get to actually, there's one thing to be an actor, but then to be an actor who actually does a few hundred days of acting every year, that's another thing. The window gets wider and wider and wider until you are really not... You don't think it's weird when there's a massive sweaty boom operator standing next to you you've never met before and you're pretending to be something really weird.
Yeah.
It's about being comfortable, not caring, and just going, I'm going to play like a child. And Daniel Day-Lewis has said that. He said, you know, the famous thing about he stays in character for the whole 3-month shoot, even when he goes home. He just said, I love playing the game.
Yeah.
And I'm lucky enough that I have an amazing wife who lets me play the game at home as well. So he's just playing.
Yeah.
It's actually not... There is no... And also, like, the idea, I don't know, anyway, it's not an actor, it doesn't matter. There used to be this saying about the fourth wall. Imagine there's a wall where the audience are. They're not there. That's the most dangerous thing you could ever tell someone, and it will only lead to terrible acting because you're trying to convince your brain of something patently untrue. They are there.
Yeah.
There they are.
Yeah.
That woman's eating some crisps. He's on his phone. That bloke there's loving it, but they're there.
Yeah.
So that is less scary than trying to pretend something that isn't true. So I always my favourite theatre is where I get to talk to the audience. I, as me, stutter and go red. If you stick me in front of a microphone and say, Joe, would you make a speech here? I will go bright red, stammer, give me a script and a situation where I'm trying to achieve something from someone else. And then if I'm allowed to turn to the audience in character with a script I didn't have to write and go, hey, what about this? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like happy as a pig in shit. Yeah. It's my favourite place. I'm better there than in the real world.
No, you.
That's the weird thing.
I am.
I deal with stage life better than I deal with real life.
Well, you are like a little bit like a child sometimes.
That's it. Not
you don't
completely.
sit still and shut up ever.
No, exactly. I tell my wife that it's great. The poor
Would
thing.
she agree with me?
She says every morning it is like Tigger versus Eeyore in our house. She's Eeyore, I'm Tigger. But
Oh God,
it can be exhausting living with a Tigger.
But the passion that you because you're obviously very passionate about it, and just the way you talk about it, like those amazing actors and their way. I think you've heard it here first because I've never heard you speak like that. No, it's great.
It sounds wanky, but I'm trying to talk about how it isn't actually. But the thing is, it's very easy press for journalists. It's a very easy feeding pool to. Yeah. And so some actors get really upset by the tag lovey and everything. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
You can't.
You just did use that word.
No, I think it's fine. But it's not rocket science. You can't. Like this, what's happened in the last 18 months has been terrible for our profession, but weirdly very good for actors, I think, because I think we will be so, hopefully, less complacent. I haven't been seen for the new fucking thing by Polikoff. Instead, it'll be like, holy shit, I actually did a day's work. Yeah. And hopefully people will just be
But that's
grateful.
Mixed in your book with you talking about Polikoff or whoever the fuck that was or whatever. Is that some Ponzi.
No idea.
Oh, well, there was a lot of things I was like,
Yeah.
oh my God, I'm so lost in
this? Yeah.
who these, and stuff that I remember studying and thinking,
Yeah.
God, I fucking was shit at this. I don't remember. And you used to fly with it, and it's amazing.
But not study-wise. I wasn't great academically.
No, but
you
the
know.
practice
Oh,
of
yeah,
it.
doing
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Thank God, because you stood it now. Where the fuck am I in my script? Right, okay. You spent some time, you spent a month in Hollywood and then lived there.
Yeah. So in this book, I was only very brief.
Yeah.
But I
But
have
a
lived
great Hollywood story. Yeah.
a few years of my life there now.
I literally thought that guy was going to do something bad to you the way the book was going, but
Which one?
your agent...
He does. It's in book 2.
Oh, come on!
Awful.
No!
I mean, I nearly murdered a man in LA. That's how bad he screwed
What?
me. Yeah. That is someone various. If anyone listening to this is an entertainment lawyer and, like my editor, is prepared to maybe just do a bit of consulting for free, I need help on the second book because amazing stories, but they are even if they're 100% true, it's like it doesn't matter.
Am I allowed to even put this out?
Yeah, because I haven't said anything.
Yeah.
But holy shit, book 2. He's one of them.
How far are you into book 2?
Oh, I've done the skeleton. So I've tried to at least map what followed what.
Yeah.
So that's all I've got.
Yeah.
It's like what followed what. And
But
I've written
even
maybe
that's
4
hard.
things. Oh my God. Thank God in the first book, I used to keep the calendar page of filofaxes.
Yeah, same.
So even when the
I do,
year finished,
yeah.
I'd keep and I used to have the jobs blocked off and you could see when they overlapped.
Yeah.
So I could be really precise about, I was doing them at the same time.
Yeah.
And I haven't got them for the whole of the next one.
Well,
So I'll have
but
to
the
blag
memory
it. I'll blag it.
might be a bit better.
fresher. Yeah.
It's like when Michael J. Fox did Family Ties in the day and Back to the Future
There
at
you go.
night. It made me think of that.
His book's amazing. Did you read his autobiography?
Yeah,
I think you told me about it.
Yeah,
It's brilliant.
Love him. Yeah, very good. When he started getting Parkinson's in his little finger. I'm quite obsessed with.
Of course.
It's amazing. So you've made. I'm going back on script. You've made some very influential friends along the way.
Yes.
Russell T Davies, who obviously has just had
Flavour of the year.
Yeah. It's amazing. Have you seen It's a Sin?
Yeah.
You probably saw it being filmed or something.
No.
Stephen Burkoff, who I remember studying, and just the fact that he's now your mate is
He's
amazing.
my little uncle.
Amazing,
Yeah.
Amazing.
He comes out on the train all the way out here to have cups of tea. Yeah.
Irvine Welsh, how do you say his name?
Irvin Welsh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, God, train spotting. Amazing. So these are big names.
Sweetest guy on earth.
Yeah.
Who writes the most scary characters on earth.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah.
Amazing. Have you ever auditioned for Unforgotten?
No. Possibly, because I do, this is the other thing, I do. So where are we? Oh, you don't want to say what time of year we're in, do you?
No.
Okay. We're not that far into the year, and I've already done 30 self-tape auditions, of which I've got 0 jobs.
Oh, God.
That's still the reality.
Do they not know what they've got?
No, they've just got a massive amount of people to pick from.
Yeah, I suppose.
And, they go, lovely, he was great. No.
Yeah, he had balls for eyes. Fuck him.
Yeah, exactly.
So some of them, like a lot of theatre people that I didn't particularly know, but people that know theatre would be like, he worked with him, amazing. Again, I did love you then. I didn't mean to. No. You're very good at this, but I'm going to just say some of your credits.
Please.
Right.
Oh, go on then.
So I've already said the RSC, Shakespeare's Globe, Macbeth. Which one did I come see that one? Yeah, I think so. That was amazing.
Oh, it was great.
Jesus Christ. Mary Poppins at Prince Edward Theatre. You've done the National, Adelphi, Donmar, Hampstead. These are massive places. Much Ado About Nothing.
Yeah,
there's millions. I don't want to spoil it. There's loads in there. But television, you've done The Last Kingdom, Banished, Holby City. We'll come to that in a minute. Yeah. EastEnders.
Yay!
I mean, that's amazing. Film credits, obviously, Casino Royale. Angel Has Fallen. Yeah. Watched that the other day.
It's good, isn't it?
Oh, amazing. You were with Will Smith.
Jada Pinkett Smith. She was brilliant.
What?
There were a night shoot where we were stuck in a police car. They went, you'll just have to wait in the rain. Do you want to go back to the trailers and things? And it was so far. I said, I'll just sit in here. She went, I'll sit with you. So we sat in a car for like 3 hours while it pelted it down with rain in a pretend cop car. Just turned our radio mics off and had the best chat.
Oh, I bet.
She's just like, but it was hard though. I tried to talk about her like she was brilliant, like nicely nosy.
Yeah.
So what's your deal? What's going on with you? What's your life all about? And then she'd just be so mesmeric and helpful.
Yeah.
And then I'd say,
like Will is.
well, yeah. And I'd say, and what about you? And she'd say, well, my husband thinks that it's this. And I go, you mean Will Smith? She'd go, yeah. Every time she said my husband, I go, you mean Will Smith? Because you're married to Will Smith.
So good.
She's ace.
So is she like, because she comes across as being so sorted in life.
So sorted, and people said, I think she'll have a massive entourage. It'll be weird. Because I was in every scene that she was in. I was standing next to her.
Were you like
little double act?
Yeah.
And she's a diamond. She had her entourage was one nice bloke who was always hovering nearby.
Yeah.
I don't know what. He probably was a ninja.
Yeah, probably. Probably.
But he was lovely.
It's nice to you because you're a partner.
Yeah, I guess so.
There's quite a shocking scene in Angel Has Fallen. I won't spoil it if you're going to watch it, but I think I rang you or texted you then. Went, what?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. The Dead India. Watched that the other day. Wow. Lead role.
Yeah.
Zombie movie. Yeah. This is amazing.
It was amazing, wasn't it? It's a miracle we survived that shoot, let alone that the film was good.
Why? Because there were too many zombies.
The big production company, so the director wanted me to do it, but it was like a proper film, not mega film, but proper. So people think this is a lot of money. If you make a film for £1 million, it's low budget, trust me, because by the time you've bought everyone a bacon roll, it's 10 grand. It's just the money vanishes.
Yeah.
So this was a kind of £8 million real film, but not studio film. And he's like, I think they're going to let you play it. They wanted someone a bit more famous. And then a month before going, he went, okay, it's definitely yours. I went, oh, great. How did you manage that with the money people? How did they? Wow. Because I thought this was like, oh, my God, I'm going to get 100 grand. Yeah. And he went, so, no, we've fallen out with the money. We're making it for like 100 grand. Hang on, you're making a helicopters, explosions, epic zombie film all over India for 100. Hang on. What am I getting paid? Well, I mean, like 300 quid in a bag of chips. No, it was like equity minimum or just below. But I had 7 weeks in Rajasthan.
Yeah.
But we didn't. With losing the studio, they lost the filming permits. So we were shooting illegally.
Oh, my goodness.
And being chased by the police out of locations. And locals throwing rocks, throwing dogs at us.
Again, the legal shit that is going on my podcast. Am I getting
We'll be fine for this because it's already come out.
Right, fine.
They will, until the film got released, they were like, oh, shit, we're not going to get... Oh, it's out. It's too late.
Oh, really?
It exists, yeah.
So once it's out, that's...
Kind of, yeah, it's too late. You can't say you can't film here when it's already happened.
Yeah.
So...
It's actually shot really beautifully.
Oh, brilliant. Howard Ford and John Ford, it was both of them, but Howard operated the camera and his brother lit it, and they both directed it.
Very good.
Superb.
Oh, I really enjoyed it.
He's got a new film coming out. He's so smart. Shot in lockdown. The minute we locked down last year, he went, I've got this. He bought loads of remote control equipment, remote control track, remote control focus pull, so he was a one-man film unit. Remote control sound. And he wrote a story that actors could shoot just with him, with a mask on. He was always 2 meters away. He shot some here. My daughter's in it. And it's coming out next month called The Lockdown Hauntings. It's genius.
Wow.
Poltergeist film. He's so smart.
Wow. God,
he was just on it. And he's releasing it on the anniversation of the first lockdown.
But everyone's going to be gagging with some material, so that'll be all over the show.
Yeah, and shot for peanuts.
Yeah. I think I saw it. Did I see that on Netflix or was it Amazon Prime?
Dead 2?
Dead 2. Yeah, it's on one of these ones.
Yeah,
but it's somewhere big anyway.
Yeah.
And then Dragonheart Vengeance. I haven't seen it.
Bron, you've got to watch it.
So much research.
No, I'm not for me. For you, because I know what films you like.
Yeah.
Like ish, right?
Yeah.
This is why I can retire. Dragonheart Vengeance is me done. It's the greatest gig I've ever had in my life.
Is it?
Forget.
Oh, I feel quite ashamed that I've not seen it.
No, it's fine. Who would? It's Dragonheart 5, effectively.
Right.
But they're so smart. This film was it was proper Universal movie. Like Universal logo, it's their straight to video DVD
Universal.
branch. But it's like my name, then Helena Bonham Carter's.
Oh my God.
I'm playing basically a rip off of Captain Jack Sparrow mixed with like this weird piratey guy, sword fights up and down stairs and swashbuckling bollocks.
Have you got
horse
guy
riding,
liner on?
Guy liner.
Oh, fucking hell, I want to see it now.
Dreads. I've got dreads. And I ride horses and it's an amazing, proper, old-fashioned Universal family movie.
Yeah.
I'm like beyond proud of that film.
I'll do that with my kids.
Dragonheart Vengeance. That's on one of them as well.
Going back a bit.
Yes, please.
There is a bit in the book where you say, there's a lovely story of you pushing your daughter in a pram past the Blockbusters and you literally look in the window and you're like, I wonder if I'll ever be in a movie.
Yeah.
That can't be that long ago either, really.
Well,
if your daughter's in a pram.
She's 18,
Yeah, so
like
within
17, 16 years ago.
Within 16 years, you've been in quite a few
films,
movies. Yeah. 20?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I've been
Crazy,
shitty in
isn't it?
research.
No, some of them are lost to mankind.
Yeah.
Some of them never came out.
I tried to find James McAvoy Macbeth last night.
Oh, that's hard to find.
Yeah, really
isn't it?
hard to find. I'll buy the DVD though because my son's doing it.
Oh, yeah, it's good for that, because they show it in schools. Ask his school.
Yeah.
Because my poor kids were inflicted it by their teachers and other kids going, oh, that's your dad. And they're like, my daughter loved it, and yes, it is. And my son was just mortified.
I know
it's not.
Your
No, it's
daughter
not.
is following in the footsteps.
Not really, no. She's doing English literature at uni. I think she has done some acting and she likes it, but she's not like got to do it at all.
Yeah.
She's got a head on her shoulders.
But it's in. So have you.
Yeah, but she's really canny. I think she'll do it when it comes up. I don't think she loves writing and reading, so she's doing English literature at Bristol and having a lovely time, even though she's just locked in halls of residence.
Oh God, it's so depressing.
Yeah.
Mike Alfred, one of the great directors that you talked about, I'm only mentioning him because he said something to you that I think kind of is the way you live your life. And he said everything is a gift.
Yes.
And every day it seems that you wake up and whatever shit is going on, you see the positive about it.
That's amazing. Or at least it has the potential to be a good day.
Little...
Every day I do wake up thinking, well, there is the potential for this to be a good day. And sometimes there is a lot. Now, listen, this is someone who, in books, you don't even know that. I don't mean to overdo this, but I did have, it's in the second 10 years of my career and marriage breaking down and thinking I'd never see my kid. I had clinical depression for a year of my life as well. And got close to wanting to knock it on the head. Life. You know what I mean? So it's really interesting. So I was a default optimist, happy person, but I have also had a look at what's the fucking point?
Yeah.
Really, what's the point moments. And then, but eventually, if you can just get through and come out the other side.
See, that's a really positive thing to say as well.
But and I do not, and that was, I maybe had genuinely black dog was maybe only 3 months of my life.
Yeah.
I have so much time and patience and empathy for people who really suffer from proper depression. My God.
Yeah.
And people who just aren't built like me. Optimism can be really annoying. My dad was a really infuriatingly optimistic person, and it wound me up. Shit was going down in your life and you wanted to moan, and these people always have a fucking answer like, but you could do this. And you're like, I don't want you, I just want you to go, that sucks.
You are now that.
I am, but I try.
It's literally like I'm sitting opposite your dad now.
I try in my marriage to, I've got a good teacher who sometimes people don't want a great idea or a lovely positive way of looking at it. Sometimes people quite rightly want you to just go, oh yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, listen
That's awful.
That
is awful.
But I suppose whenever I see you, I'm just like excitable children.
But you're very similar to me.
I think so.
Totally.
And I think we both bounce off each other.
Yeah,
we're like,
survivor. Yeah.
And oftentimes we're with Heidi because she comes along and watches everything with me.
Yeah.
And she literally feeds off this. So we're like ridiculously.
Heidi, who has been, a Bronwen Joe sandwich since 19... What?
Fucking
80.
1990. 1989, I think. 1989, yeah. Jesus, that's
But
a long
I
time
knew
ago.
Heidi well before that.
Yeah, well, you went to school and I met you at sixth form.
That's it.
And you got on stage, and I don't know. Yeah, I think you getting on stage and singing the Baked Bean song happened after I crashed your illegal rave stroke party at your house.
New Year's Eve,
and
88.
literally fell in love with you the moment.
I didn't know that, you see.
Round of Fire. I didn't
know that.
Did we not kiss?
No. No, that came a bit later.
Did it?
Yeah.
Oh, just my memory's terrible. I remember thinking, oh, he's the coolest person I've ever met.
That's amazing. And really, I
was older
I had
than you.
stuff in my teeth and I stank of cheese.
Yeah, but I'm impressed quite easily.
Where's that photo at Heidi's wedding where we look like something out of Wurzel Gummidge?
Oh, my God.
You may have to put a link to that
Monster.
photo. We went to this friend Heidi's wedding and we thought we'd dress smart.
Oh, God. Well, you did. I was
No,
wearing
are you kidding? I
dra-
actually look like I have dressed up. As someone said, can you go to a fancy dress party as a 19th century farmer? That's
You've
what
got like a green jacket on.
Unbelievable.
I've got a bloody...
wellies.
I've got a bridesmaid's dress on. That's what I mean...
It's like a picture you see of a great grandparents.
And
go,
they tried to bring it into my waist, and I haven't got a waist. So I was like, please just leave it straight.
Leave it.
Yeah, so I look like I'm wearing a sack. Oh, it's awful. You do actually look quite strange in that picture. But that was 1991.
Yeah.
I will put it up.
And they're still married.
They're still married,
Amazing.
yeah. They made it, man. They made it. Anyway, right. So this is we've gone back now. So it was actually a wonderful trip down memory lane for me, as I'd been to quite a few of these productions, as you said, and seen all the TV work, not all the films, it seems. And I followed your career. I got mentioned in page 150 of the book. I was very excited by. But even better was how you talked about your mum, dad, and your brother. Having lived with you at 19 years old, I found myself transported into your parents' kitchen, watching your dad laughing. Oh my God, so lush. Waking up in your freezing bedroom because you had no heating.
And no glass in the window.
No glass in the window. It was so good. I just needed to snuggle into you. And watching you skateboard for hours.
Oh, you poor thing.
I literally watched you for hours.
That's amazing.
Yeah. On your hand-built ramp, you're still a skateboarder.
Still got a ramp.
Still got a ramp in your garden.
Size.
Talk about that quickly, because I like skateboarding as much as I like dogs.
Yeah, and that's not much. Yeah. So how did you watch me skateboard for so long?
Oh, I don't know. I think I was just watching your muscles or something.
Good God, you must have had it bad because the boredom.
First love, man.
Yeah. I'm sorry I inflicted that on you because.
But you used to watch me do shit.
I did.
Yeah, like we would just like.
Quite... Oh no, we had it bad.
Yeah, big time.
Skateboarding is just I would love to describe myself as a skateboarder first, actor second, writer third. Oh no, father, husband, all of that. But it is, especially since lockdown. I suddenly, because of course I have to be a bit careful when I'm working that I don't break any legs or anything.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I skate very gently and I had a year last year where I was like, oh, I can go for this shit.
Fuck it, I'm in Aldi now.
I broke my wrist. I broke 2 ribs last year because I learned to skate the big ramps last year. I went around the country skating the massive 15-foot high things, and it's been amazing. I'm so desperate to get back on it now. Got to wait. Yeah.
What? Because you've got work coming up.
Work. Yeah. I have a tiny first acting job starts next week, and also just. Got to wait for lockdown to be fully finished.
Oh my God, yeah. It is. We're quite on the way. We're in that 1A, B, C, D, 2 or whatever. There is one. They used to call you Vinegar Joe because you literally used to stink.
Stink of vinegar.
Yeah, it really did stink.
From skateboarding. And salt and vinegar in a way, because my skateboard pads, you take them off and steam would come off me like a racehorse.
Yeah, I remember tasting it.
Oh, now you see. That is love. That's love.
While we're talking about that, I've written down here, good times.
Good times.
Stroke, role play. Right, I've gone red now.
Role play?
Yeah.
Or job, we did.
No, when we used to have sex, this doesn't have to go on this. Yeah. We used to role play quite a lot. I remember, I don't think I've ever role played with any of my boyfriends since. Really?
I can't remember any characters.
There was one, I was a journalist, you were an actor or something, and you...
Hang on, that's what's happening now.
I know. Your wife's out there, stop. And we, do you not remember this? It was in my bedroom at Lambourne.
I remember other things.
I don't even want to know what you remember. I remember this because I remember I wasn't quite as good at acting as you, and you would really go for it, and in the part of whoever you were playing, and we used to do it, and it was amazing. It was like no holds barred. We weren't shy.
No.
We just used
that's
to.
true.
Yeah.
But I don't remember role playing.
Yeah, fuck, I do. It's very good. My next boyfriend needs to fucking bring on the role play. Right, let's go. While we're talking about us, because this is obviously going on for a while, everyone's more interested in you than me, to be fair, but it's a little bit bringing it into me.
Yes, please.
Our lives parallel quite a lot, and I wanted to just sort of like say how quite fun that was.
Yeah.
And then we're going to talk about LOVE in the present tense, not me in that, 1990 time. Your first professional play was David Copperfield in Liverpool, 1995. I studied at Liverpool, therefore
that's right.
I could come and see it. Fascinating, right? That to me was...
Did you?
Yeah! I came to see it.
You are the second human I've ever met who saw that show.
Yeah, I've got the flyer.
Oh my God, of course.
I said a fucking scrapbook. Like, literally, so in love with you. Actually, I had a boyfriend after you called Michael. Do you remember him?
Yeah, it rings a bell. Yeah, I do.
He died recently. Yeah, very sad, very sad. Very lovely man, but he used to call you cunt.
That's right. I'm sure he did.
Because I never really
how's cunty? Yeah.
So you realised in the book, I'm bringing it back to the book, that you were quite rude and cocky in the past a little bit, and you were quite embarrassed of that fact.
Oh, yeah.
And that brought me onto a story of when you were directing something that I acted in.
I bet I was horrible.
Oh my God, you were so horrible. I got up on stage.
So sorry.
I wasn't very good. And at one point, in mid-performance, I forgot my line.
Yeah, what did I do?
You were at the back of the room, And it's etched in my brain. I remember the line. I went like that. I had this big speech. I was giving it all like that. And then I forgot my line. And I heard you. The thing was silent. And you went...
Oh, shit.
And then you went, I heard Mama weeping. Which was the line. So disappointed in me. And I went... I heard Mama weeping, and then carried on. And literally...
Well, can I apologise?
No,
now
I was mortified.
That? No, do you know what? The writing that book has been the cheapest therapy and the best therapy ever. And when you get to these moments, and you have a choice when you're writing it down to go, I could really easily just go round the edge of what I was like here, just soften the edges, or go, I was a twat.
No, you weren't a twat, but you were.
But
obviously,
I have been.
You knew what? Yeah, I'm sure. There were moments.
And moments like that, you just don't realise the effect you're having on. But who does?
Yeah.
I've had to learn everything in my life the hard way. I have to learn by smacking into a wall and going, "Oh right, that costs."
Yeah.
Oh man.
I mean, it was quite hard for me. I asked you a while back. It was quite a while back. Why we broke up, and you told me because I was bossy, right?
Did you?
Yeah. And that actually.
I wouldn't have said that now.
No. But I needed to take that on.
Yeah.
Because I am quite bossy.
Well, we both are.
Yeah, maybe that's
Maybe we're too similar. It's like, you never see two robins on the same branch, apparently. They kill each other.
Really?
Yeah, rather
we
than
would have killed
branch.
each other.
I don't know. It might yet work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it won't work. We both lived in Deptford when it was a shithole, which was quite fascinating because I didn't know anyone else that lived in Deptford.
When were you there?
Oh, God, when I left my husband the first time. I can't remember.
Cheap rents in Deptford.
Yeah, really cheap.
Yeah.
Lived in a shithole. You got married to Caroline.
Yeah.
Again, another story. On my birthday weekend.
That's right.
I was 27.
Yeah.
I didn't come to the wedding because it was my birthday, and I thought, he obviously didn't love me. Why would he get married on my birthday? How ridiculous.
No,
I didn't come even though you invited me.
It's a fair point.
Well, I was quite upset. I got married a year later.
On my birthday?
No, it wasn't. But they both ended very badly.
They
completely fucked us both up, which is horrible.
Yeah.
And also around the same time, both of our fathers died.
Yeah.
Which is very
God,
sad.
you're right. There's so many parallels.
It's quite a lot, right?
It's mad, isn't it?
And then our dads both used to be in bands.
Yeah.
Which is amazing.
Yeah.
Both of our careers, you've said that your career passed in a blur a bit.
Yeah.
That's exactly how I describe mine. Oh, well, the same.
Yeah.
Absolutely same. TV, theatre, TV, whatever.
Yeah.
It's all the same shit, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's all like...
And it's all like you're at war. It's like the most important... What's happening is so crucial.
Yeah.
And then 2 weeks later you're going... I've forgotten what we were doing then.
2 weeks,
Crazy,
2 days.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, 2 hours. We both still haven't changed, I don't think. We've both always been quite idiot-y, sort of clowny twats, which is amazing.
Yeah.
We both have 2 children. I know you've got a third with your
Stepson as well.
But we had them sort of around the same time as well. And now you've written a book and I've got a podcast.
Isn't it amazing?
Yeah, it's weird though, right?
It actually
There's
really
other things, but that's some of the stuff.
And
I
we're
wrote
still
down.
friends.
Yeah,
which is amazing
it's
and
amazing.
really amazing, actually. I talk to mates, and other people don't have, like Sarah Jane. I'm sure she wouldn't mind me saying her first love was a wonderful bit. Very similar. Like, how lucky we were that first sexual partner, first love was a good person, and it was actually like 2 or 3 years of basically really nice times.
Yeah.
She has the same thing, but if they bumped into each other, in fact, they've worked together. He's an actor.
Oh, yeah.
Amazingly, even though that was very young as well, 16, 17. But it's like they're not in touch like we are. And I don't know many people who are.
We've just been very lucky, I think.
Well, we've worked at it as well.
Yeah.
It is weird, especially before there were mobile phones, before there was internet. You had to actually bother to write a postcard or phone somebody's real phone number. We used to do that. Yeah.
But I feel now reading your book that half of your fucking shit stuff happening I wasn't there for. But
well, I wouldn't have told anyone.
Well, that's good to know then. Yeah. Maybe not. I don't know.
No, I wouldn't have told anyone. When the real crap's going on, you don't, do you?
Yeah.
You just sort of knuckle
Well,
down.
maybe that's a lesson that we should
reach out
talking,
a bit
reach
more.
out.
Yeah.
But while because this podcast is about love.
Yeah.
Sort of. It's very loosely linked to love. And there's another 4-letter word like work. We've done a lot of work. But now let's talk about your wonderful wife, SJ.
Yeah, Sarah Jane.
SJ.
Never Sarah. Brings her out in a rash. She's not sure why, but you're brilliant. You've done it. You've passed the test.
Okay, that's good. Various things I know about SJ, apart from the fact that you're both very happily in love, is that you on Facebook or social media, whatever, you do have fun because she's quite petite, and you do this thing where you take photos of big things and her standing next to them and say.
Yeah, Sarah Jane, SJP to scale.
To scale.
Because I don't know how it started.
Cute. It's so cute.
And they find us these things. You don't notice how many restaurants will stick a giant chair in the waiting area or a massive spoon.
They do find you, because I never see anything like that.
Massive wine bottle, and so we will get... And what's brilliant is her face is getting... She actually doesn't mind at all, but her face in the pictures is getting increasingly miffed. The gag.
Is it?
We're going to put a book together. I mean, we've got like 25 of these things.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Yeah.
She does look quite similar to you in photos.
Isn't that weird? We've only just really seen this.
Oh my God. If you Google you, there are photos of you together, loads and loads and loads. And you've acted together quite a lot.
Yeah.
Hence you meeting, which I think you met in 2011.
Well, weirdly... You're good. That's really damn close, and nobody gets that. We actually met the year before. We didn't meet on Holby City. We met on a pilot for a terrible show. So a pilot episode of a new TV show. The guy who wrote Cold Feet. The audition process went on for months. It was like, everyone's agent was like, oh my God, this is it. It's the new Cold Feet. And I was up for a regular in this new Cold Feet. And eventually I got it. I got the lead in the new... I'm James Nesbitt. This is it. Yeah. Mike Pullen's new show. I fucking made it. BBC, a movie-length first episode. We made it on set. And Sarah Jane was in it. On set, we were all like, why isn't this... This feels really shit.
Oh, no.
And sure enough, they put it out at midnight on a Tuesday and it was never seen again.
What?
It wasn't good, and I don't know why. It was. I have hunches, but again, I don't want to be sued.
Yeah.
Yeah. And but we met on that, and then we did like 18 months of Holby City together a year later.
It really does depend on who directs something or who produces something or what.
Yes.
I mean, as it is transparent in your book, it's quite fascinating.
Well, that's a case in point. I don't mind actually saying it was a case where, because he was so powerful in a way, because Cold Feet was so huge recently, he didn't really let the director direct it.
Right.
Everything that was happening, he'd say, no, I want you to say it, can I have a pint of lager? And you're like, it's meant to be a comedy, let the actors just go.
Yeah.
And instead we were being like, held, can you do it exactly like this? And hence no chemistry happened.
Oh, God, that's such a shame.
Quite happen,
Yeah, I mean, there's quite a lot of variables have to work to make it work. But so you met on that, but then you both got parts in Holby City, where she was Nurse Eddie.
Very good.
And on Google it says you were General Surgical Registrar Luke.
Oh,
Does that mean doctor?
I've no idea. Yeah, basically a doctor.
Right, I thought you were a doctor and she was a nurse. And you fell in love on the programme. No, fucking hell.
No.
I didn't watch it.
This is what's brilliant.
But I remember seeing that there was...
That's the point, is what everyone thinks. And we, except for the people who were on set with us.
But she thought you were a narcissist or something, did she?
No, that's the character.
Not you as a person. I meant the character.
Yeah, character. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was playing an OCD... it's awfully overused, but he was definitely on the scale of Spurgic character.
Right.
And she was a kind of nurse. It was a great nurse, but she was an alcoholic and a drug user when she went home.
Yeah.
And they were a really odd... It was the classic weird pairing.
Yeah.
Never going to get together, hate each other. Oh, look, they've got together on the show.
Yeah.
But the weird... the chemistry between us as actors was fantastic.
Yeah.
We just respected each other. But both of us, there are a few people who were on set with us every day for 18 months. There's an actor called Bob Barrett, who was, if we were in a scene, basically Bob was there as well. He was there the whole time. There's a couple of the wardrobe and makeup who were... They know. If someone had said, do you think Joe and SJ will ever even make out, let alone get together, let alone have sex, let alone... Everyone would have laughed enough at that. Are you joking?
Really?
They get on, but no. She was madly in love with her partner. She had this, what seemed to be a wonderful Canadian partner guy. I went through 2 relationships on that job. It was post-divorce, or certainly post-marriage, mid-divorce, and then another partner, both of whom were pretty evil to me. But, as far as we were concerned at work, we never texted each other outside work. We literally used to get through the door at 7 a.m, go, you, and have a great day working together, leave our phones off, have a great day working together. No flirting, just like work flirting. If you know what I mean by that is our job was this. The scripts on Holby City and Casualty can be crap. They are occasionally great, but on the whole, you're spinning silk out of poo, right?
Oh my God, stop saying stuff. I'm going to get in trouble.
You're not in trouble. It's me. But you can be spinning silk out of poo. I all credit to them to write those scripts in the time they do. They're amazing. But it's not Ibsen, But we loved trying to really make it work, and not just make it work, but make it really good. And then we had a competition who could be nicest to the guest actors, the people coming in to be the ill person, to the point where we were like, they'd come in and we'd go, here's some chocolates, here's some flowers, have a tenner. We used to just be so nice to the guest actors. And anyway, we just got on great. And what happened is it was great. I knew all about her life and her son, and she was going... She always had a green card. She's from Bradford, but she started working in America when she was like 17, 19, whatever. So she had a green card, not just a visa. She had a green card, and her ex-husband was American, and blah, blah, blah. So she was moving back to LA to try and earn some proper money for her son and for her life. She's a single mum. So at the end of her time at Holby, I was going to stay on without her and waved her off to LA. Good luck. Have a great time. We'll be in touch. Yeah. I'll come out and see you in a few months. Yeah. Because we're great mates.
So nothing happened there?
Oh, I mean nothing. But here's where it starts. Because she moves away with her partner. Mm-hmm. I have a partner. We have never so much as twinkled at each other in that way. Really. And that's the thing. People go, oh, come on. I can only tell you on my son's eyeballs, we didn't even twinkle at each other. But we both felt like we'd lost a limb when she went. And she was out there, and we didn't realise, we just, because we weren't big texters or anything, I won't overshare her side of the story, because that's not for me to do, but I certainly was having an awful time with my partner then. Awful, gaslighting kind of horribleness. It turned out 4,000 miles away, she was having a not great time either, really not great. But we didn't communicate, and we went through our own awful traumas, and both became free of that trauma at a very similar time, and then literally just got in touch as like, I need a friend, do you need... Oh, hey. And she said, I'm allowed to text you again. Because that guy thought, because of our chemistry on screen, we must be a couple. And we weren't. But we were allowed to communicate again, and we fell in love. over a kind of 3-month period on WhatsApp.
Wow.
Like almost the year WhatsApp started, we were like, oh, this works. They're like, that's absolutely... And it became just this... And it coincided with it was just after my very lowest ebb. And she didn't realise quite how important, but she was my lifeline every day. We made each other laugh so much that I had to like drop crockery, and we were laughing so hard just at texts. So then she came... SJ realised she had feelings for me before I did for her. She went to see a movie, Silver Linings Playbook.
Oh, yes.
And she was watching it. She said she was watching it with a friend in LA, a flea pit cinema somewhere in the valley, and went, oh, fuck. I'm in love with my best friend.
That's amazing.
Oh, fuck. And she didn't think, hooray. She went, she knew everything I'd just been through because I told her all about this terrible partner and that terrible partner. And she went, the last thing he needs on earth is for me to go, Joe, I think I'm in love with you, because he doesn't want another woman in his life for 10 years. He's just said, I'm off women.
Yeah,
I'm done.
Yeah.
So she was like holding this thing going, I've just like thunderbolt realised that's what it is. But she had to come home for Christmas with her son to see his grandparents and, from LA. She had no home in England anymore. So she said, I'm doing a kind of couch surf thing, And I think we'd done that once before. Anyway, she said, I'm coming, I'll be home at Christmas. Can I crash at yours a bit? I said, yeah, you can stay on the kids' bunk bed. Of course. She went, I'm not staying on the fucking bunk bed. On a text. And I went, right. Anyway, that's weird. You can have the double bed. I'll stay on the bunk bed. Anyway, we've told this story so often, don't think she'll mind. Basically, she came back and she said it was the scariest thing she'd ever done. She went, the worst thing you can do is reject me. And I'll try and make it up to him and back off. So she kind of basically very politely raped me. and it wasn't weird. Well, what we did is we would have amazing activity in darkness.
Yeah.
And never so much as touch hands by day.
What?
We just didn't sort of admit it. It was like this secret life for a little while. And then we went to see a mutual friend of ours, Kelly Bright, who's, in EastEnders. She's the main Danny Dyer's missus.
Right, yes.
And Kelly's been a friend of Sarah Jane's forever, and I've known her forever. And we went round to say hi to her together, but we must have been buzzing. We were so in love. And in a heartbeat, I knew I was in love with her.
Yeah.
Once she said she was, it was like, well, she didn't say the words.
Yeah.
Once. Anyway, we went, but it was a secret. I mean, we hadn't discussed it, but we thought we can keep this up for fucking years. No one needs to know about this. Yeah. We went round to see this friend Kelly. We sat down, literally, hi, yeah. She went, blimey, how long have you two been fucking? She just knew.
She knew.
And from that, we started coming out variously. And my poor kids, in a way, they were amazing because, and her son, because it must have seemed incredibly fast. We had actually had an old-fashioned courtship, 18 months of seeing each other at our worst.
Yeah.
Not like when you date or you meet on whatever, Tinder or blah, 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 you try and present your most attractive version of yourself and then you're on your best behaviour. Oh, I'll laugh at all your jokes. No, we got to know each other, 7 a.m. going, don't come near me.
Yeah.
I've got a hangover. That's who we got to know.
Well, you became best friends, didn't you?
Yeah, we trusted each other and we knew the grumpy early morning version of each other was who we'd learned to love. Yeah. So discovering she had a vagina was like, oh, wow. You're amazing. Oh, you're actually quite sexy.
Yeah. She's so sexy.
And we didn't find each other attractive on the job.
You're very lucky.
Yeah.
That you've got that. It's fucking hard to find that.
And there's no guarantees. We're really realistic.
Tell you, as a single person,
we don't know if this will last forever. We'd love it to. But there are times when you go, well, because we're not going to ever... We've both been married before and we're not going to... If this morphed into something that felt wrong, people change.
Yeah.
So if I changed in a way where it didn't work anymore or she did, we're not going to nail each other's feet to the floor and go, well, you said forever. Yeah. That's the point. And hence, because we don't feel trapped, it doesn't feel like you're trapped. And you're basically,
that's it.
And we're changing. We're learning to, I don't want her to stay the person I met. Keep changing. And I'm hopefully changing. And we've started to write. And that has transformed her life. Because, it's hard being an actor. Try being a fucking actress.
Oh, God, is it hard? I bet.
The numbers, the ratios of even when you're a mega experienced actress like SJ, hit 40 and basically someone just they just took a knife in the tyres of your car.
Really fucking
Yeah, it just stops.
It's kind of not great
awful.
for a female in TV crew
awful.
either. Yeah.
It's awful. But she started writing, and that has transformed her life. Not financially, it's transformed her life emotionally.
Purpose.
Yeah, because she's not waiting, staring at a phone. She is in charge of her own creativity. She's like, screw you all, I've got a laptop.
Yeah.
I'm going to do something.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
She's done some shit hot stuff as well.
Amazing.
She's great.
Starred in the
yeah.
Kinky Boots movie, endless telly.
Yeah, she's very watchable. She's got a fucking beautiful face.
Yeah, little pixie.
She is
Yeah,
like a little
yeah,
pixie.
yeah.
You're very grown up now, aren't you? The way you're talking.
I?
Yeah, I like it. I like it. You've grown into a beautiful man, Joseph Millson.
Listen, there's a lot of grey going on.
And your hair's quite long. You got.
This is full lockdown hair.
Yeah,
I haven't cut it.
Yeah, it looks nice.
Luckily,
You haven't put on weight like I have.
I
Oh, fuck off. Anyway.
Currently, hernia hiatus going on, so I can't do any sit-ups. I'm waiting for an operation.
I don't do sit-ups anyway.
No.
Like, go on, just have some time off.
Yeah.
Now you've got a #1 best-selling book on Amazon.
Technically, it is.
Technically,
it was. Right now,
doesn't
it's gone
matter.
down a bit, but it was.
Well, it will be again after this fucking podcast, won't it? Everyone, I wouldn't guarantee it, but
No.
I have a few more than 30 listeners.
I will take 2 sales. So if 2 of you wouldn't mind buying it,
well, I'm going to buy one for my mum and my sister.
boom.
So
One of you. One of you out there, buy the book.
Right. Joseph Millson, Work and Other 4-letter words.
Yeah.
It's very easy to look up.
Yeah.
That's kind of it. I feel bad. I've got a last bit, yeah. Oh, any advice for aspiring actors?
Weirdly, I'll say go for it.
Go for it.
Go for it.
Everything's a
That's
gift.
It. Everything's a gift.
That's it.
Even the shit bits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel honoured, it says here, to have been part of your story and you part of mine.
Yeah.
So glad we've been friends throughout.
Yeah, man.
Love you, man.
Love you too.
You said man before I even read it out. Thanks.
Oh, Bron, so lovely. You haven't eaten your cake. You've got to have your cake. It's really nice.
I will. Thank you. Thank you, Joe Millson. You could tell I was excited to have a chat with another adult. Lockdown has been tough. That's it for now. Love you for listening, and don't forget to show love. Thank you to Ollie Trevors for Saucy Naughty Rubbish and Danny Wright for staying in. Thank you to Alex McCardle for sound and edits. And please follow us on Instagram, Twitter or Facebook at Show Love UK. And if you want to join the conversation, please join the group Show Love Podcast on Facebook. Thank you.
Let's plan it all in my head. Procrastination, self-stimulation, instant gratification. I'm self-medicating, therapist recommending more meditating, wasted education. I need more admiration, and I don't wanna bother with today. I pretty much missed it anyway. Might as well stay, and I don't wanna bother with today. I pretty much missed it anyway. Might as well stay, I'm staying. Calm down with me. Repeat on channel 3. I watch it cause I'm feeling hungry. Try and shift the mood, so I order Chinese food. Said fuck it, just keep the change, dude. Finance situation, spent on dedication. Dreams of Wembley Stadium and my name carved in.